folks. Good morning. We are just before game time here, and we are in Oak Grove, Missouri today, playing at a Sports America tournament called the Fall Classic, and we're facing up against the Grizzlies out of Grain Valley today. So this is going to be our fourth and final fall tournament this year, so we're excited to begin play here shortly. The umpires meeting has already transpired, and the Grizzlies have taken the field. Looks like they will have the home advantage in this matchup. MacNSeitz coming off of a heartbreaker of a loss in our last tournament on a walk-off double on a very close game. Boys played lights out for 2 games back-to-back, beating the number 2 seed in that tournament, advancing, and then, again, just losing a really tough one. But boys played well, fielded the ball well, and, I'd say they, the bats were alive, but, they weren't hitting lights out by any measure. And we'll see what the boys can get started with us today. Got quite a bit of wind in the forecast, and it's going to be windy today, so bear with the sound. I'll try to make adjustments as we go along, and paying close attention here to some of my sound meters. Again, if you guys have not tuned in before, I do video switching. We've got about 3 different camera views. Our MacNSeitz team is going to be on the first base dugout today, and the Grizzlies will be over there on the third base side. As you can see, there is a decent amount of wind. Looks like it's blowing in from right field, and so any long balls heading over to right field might get pushed back. But we can see with this gusty wind, a fly ball kind of catching some air and not carrying as far as you might expect. Let's take a look at our starting lineup today. Leading off for our MacNSeitz 14U team is going to be number 8, Reed Eckert, followed by number 28, Harrison Perkins, number 9, Arlo Mai, batting in the 3-hole, and then batting cleanup, number 33 today, Jacob Larson, and followed by Tucker Lee, Odie Saxon, Brooks Carr, Austin Strength, Evan Book, and rounding us out is Grant Kelly. So first pitch on its way, Grizzlies from the windup. Ball outside to begin. Now, I got to tell you, I do not have a roster from the Grizzlies today, and I'll see if I can't get a volunteer over here to help me get the Grizzlies lineup so I can give some shout-outs to some of their young athletes. Oh, hit by pitch. This one right in Reed's side. He rolls to the ground, and he's taking a deep breath here. Going to take just a moment to kind of get up from the ground, and just right in his shoulder he's holding. Just needs a couple of deep breaths, and he's going to be, I imagine, just okay. All right, so Grizzlies showing some great sportsmanship there, taking a knee while giving Reed Eckert just a moment here to recover, and we can resume play. It's kind of funny with a hit by pitch. You just never know. Sometimes it just catches you in that perfect spot, and man, it just reverberates through the whole body. But Reed is all set now, and second pitch. Yep, 2 balls. So Reed has his lead over at first, and Harrison Perkins taking a ball for his first pitch. Perkins here on the fall season, batting .294 with a slugging percentage of .471. Count now 1-1. So I like this view here, so you can see there in the background, you can see the leadoff runner. Harrison up at the plate. Strike 2 call. That's a pass ball, and Reed will make his way over to second uncontested. So starting us off here in top of the first inning, A lot of baseball yet to go, but a go-ahead run there on second base as Perkins fouls that one back. And you can see quite a bit of glare there in our cameras, folks, as the sun, of course, in these fall tournaments in particular. We'll see it in the spring as well, but not as much as we do in the fall, where the sun is just really kind of glaring down. But as the day wears on, that sun gets higher in the sky, and we don't have quite as much glare. Swing and a miss, and that will retire Perkins and bring up number 9, Arlo Mai. So Arlo batting .406, on base percentage .459. I gotta say, I don't have an opportunity to watch these broadcasts back very far, but I took an opportunity after this last tournament as Arlo takes his first pitch for a strike. But I watched this last tournament back quite a few the games and whatnot, and I don't get to see the player cards as you see them on your screen. Arlo takes a curveball for strike number 2, an 0-2 count now. So what you're seeing on your screen there with the score bug and the player cards and stuff like that, but I love that Arlo has committed to Vanderbilt. As he puts one in play, this is a screamer down the right side. Nice hit, and that will score a run. Arlo rounds first. He's heading towards second. I believe, oh, nope, they're going to go ahead and hold him as the relay comes in. And Arlo with an RBI double. So getting things started here early is MacNSeitz 14U. Arlo hands off his hitting shield and returns back to second base. That brings up number 33, Jacob Larson. This one high and outside to start. Larson batting just .250 on the fall season, but on base percentage at .344. He's got 4 RBIs as he fouls that one back, and now a 1-1 count. Ball outside, but Larson with 4 RBIs, as I was saying before, on the fall season. But here in the last 2 games, he's really kind of brought it on. Had a couple of pretty nice hits, and puts this one in play. This one's going to be up the middle, and it will be a single. Arlo rounds, but decides is held up by Coach Brady, and that'll put runners on the corners for MacNSeitz. So now a 1-0 game. And that brings up number 19, Tucker Lee, to the plate. Tucker with an on-base percentage of .571. He has 5 RBIs in the season. Let's see if he can keep things going. Takes this one down in the dirt. It's a pass ball, and Larson will make his way over to second uncontested. And so now 2 runners in scoring position. Tucker Lee, one of 2 left-handed bats in today's lineup, as we get a courtesy runner for Arlo Mai over there at third, bringing in the last out, which was Harrison Perkins. Arlo will be our starting catcher today, and that'll give him an opportunity to get his catching gear on. Kind of speed up gameplay here a little bit. Tucker takes a curveball for strike 1, and now a 1-1 count. Tucker showing good patience at the plate this year. 17 walks, leading the team by far and away on the walks as he takes a strike 2 call, and I'm not sure if he was disappointed in himself for not swinging at that one or what, but we'll see what he can do here now down on 1-2. Fouls this one back left side. Perkins with great speed over there on third. Jacob plus speed over there on second. So ground ball easily could be 2 RBIs. And a swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. So that'll be 2 down. And that brings up number 5'8", Odie Saxon to the plate. Odie now batting just 192 here in the fall baseball season. On-base percentage right at 300. He has 4 RBIs, and let's see if he can add to that here. Ball outside to start. And the wind definitely continuing to gust. Doing my best not to drown you guys out. Nice curveball there, and that'll be an 0-2 count for Odie Saxon. So each of these complexes that we play baseball in offer different setups, different unique things. Harrison Perkins deciding to go, now decides halfway down that he's not going to. He's caught in a pickle, and that is going to be out number 3. And that will retire the inning. So Perkins looking to be aggressive over there. And again, you know, one of the players with great speed. But I think in that situation, you either just got to fully commit or not go. And he saw a pass ball and an opportunity to put another run on the board. Unfortunately, didn't pan out. And MacNSeitz will leave 2 stranded out on the base paths. So that has been one of the few problems that we saw in this last tournament. 2 tournaments prior to that, not really just stranding runners left and right, but 2 stranded here to start, but not before MacNSeitz gets on the board 1-0. All right, that is going to bring us to bottom of the first. And we have Brooks Carr out on the mound to start things off for us today. Brooks Carr taking the lion's share of innings pitched here this fall. And, you know, interestingly enough, a number of other guys pitching in as many games as Brooks, but Brooks making it a little bit farther into the games. Not a power pitcher by any measure, but Brooks a good ground ball guy, and you know, not necessarily as good of a ground ball guy as maybe Arlo Mai, but one of the things that I will say is that he keeps it in the strike zone. Guys tend to put the ball in play off of Brooks, but MacNSeitz with a great defense and typically able to get behind Brooks and carry Brooks a little bit farther into those games. So 12.2 innings pitched so far. He's appeared in 3 games. He's had 3 starts. He's faced 57 batters with 12 hits, 8 runs, all of which were earned, 8 walks, and looks like 9 strikeouts. So ERA 4.42, and we'll see how Brooks is able to handle the Grizzlies as the first batter steps into the box. First pitch is ball high. So as I was saying earlier, each of these complexes kind of set up a little bit differently. Infield for this particular complex, not one of my favorites. It's kind of a crushed limestone. I'm sure it drains off very well. You'll see Missouri does have a number of state tournaments that are held here in Oak Grove, just east of the Kansas City metro area. This complex gives me some fits from a technical standpoint because I have a number of cameras here, obviously, that I like to hang, and no good way to hang these cameras today. But we've done the best we can, and it looks like you've got some decent pictures here to start. And Brooks not dialing it in just yet, but very early here. And one of the things that you gotta like about Brooks Carr is he does not seem to get too flustered, regardless of big hits against him, walks, and he starts that batter off with a strikeout. So fantastic, Brooks Carr. So that'll be one down, and now MacNSeitz still up 1-0 here in bottom of the first and facing batter number 2. Hard hit ball. This one is down the left field line for a foul. As the ball slowly makes its way back into the infield and to Brooks Carr. Pop fly, this one's center field, high in the air, and handled easily for out number 2. So 2 batters up, 2 batters down, and we will see what we can do with batter number 3. This ball well outside to start. Swing and a miss, and that'll be strike number 1. Bringing the pitch count now to 1-1. Brooks Carr with an opposing batting average of .261 on the fall season. And again, you know, that kind of goes back to Brooks pitching a few more innings than some of these other guys, just able to make it deeper in, and batter gamely fouls that one back. But making it a little bit further into each contest. And when you consider facing 57 batters, only walking 8, definitely shows you. Ball in play. This one over to shortstop, and that'll be out number 3. Boys doing a great job defensively and continuing their good defense here. That will retire the side and take us to top of inning number 2. I am going to make a camera adjustment here as we see some fence in the bottom lower left and kind of got tilted back here. So a short audio break as we look to get back into play. All right, folks, and that brings us here now to top of the second. Odie Saxon not completing his at-bat due to the pickle situation with Harrison back in the top of the first. And so Odie taking a wild pitch for ball number 1. And just here in between innings, making a short little adjustment to the camera here. and talking with Jacob Larson's grandfather, offering to jump in here and do some color commentary with us. And that's something I'll tell you what, I really appreciate any of the parents getting in here and providing us some background and detail on the boys as we all begin to view and start learning a little bit more about the team. Another wild pitch, this one behind Odie. And so just a couple of control issues here in this first batter now in the second inning. Wind is stout. I'm going to turn that microphone down and try to quit blowing you guys out so bad. So ball number 3. All you had to do was pull up on that knot. All right, folks, so getting quite a bit of wind here, and Odie, 4 balls on 4 pitches, and he will make his way down to first base. So quite a little bit of wind, and I have a canopy today over our setup because it's going to be a little bit warmer weather today. But that brings up number 5, Brooks Carr, and he's looking to help himself out here as he takes a strike for pitch number 1. So Brooks batting .238 on the fall season. On base percentage .407. And so Brooks here with 2 RBIs on the season. Now 1-1 count. Odie with a good lead over at first. Pitch looks him back and resets. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike number 2. Now 1-2 count. You know, Odie doing such a fantastic job for us defensively, typically over at first base. Not one of the speedsters on the team, but not slow by any measure either. Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike number 3. Nope, no, that's a foul ball. My mistake. And umpire raises his hands, indicating to everyone that is a foul ball. Odie was on the steal, and he will have to return to first base. Now 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. And that will retire Brooks Carr. Now bringing up number 36, Austin Strength, to the plate. Austin batting .231 on the fall season. OPS .702 as he takes his first pitch for a strike. Now OPS, for those of you who don't know, on-base percentage plus slugging percentage will equal your OPS. Typically will give you a good indication of is this a batter with runners on base going to put the ball in play and help advance those runners over, leading to runs. And so that's one of those categories. Pickoff attempt over at first, and closer maybe than it should have been, but Odie back safely. Ball outside, count now 2-1. So statistical categories in baseball, obviously, so many of them, and that OPS a good indication of batters coming up big in big situations. Pass ball. Odie advances over to second as the catcher collects the ball here just behind the plate at the backstop. So now a 3-1 count, runner in scoring position. Ball in play. That's going to be fair. It's down the right line. It gets past the infield. Austin will go round first. Odie comes across the plate. Austin is rounding second. He's making his way all the way over to third. Relay comes in and overthrows third, but Austin standing now on the bag for an RBI triple. So just as I was beginning to say, Austin came up with a couple of pretty big pivotal hits for us in this last tournament. Comes up with a triple and an RBI there, making our contest now 2-0 in favor of MacNSeitz. Good-looking curveball, and Evan Book takes that one for strike number 1. Evan Book batting just 182 here in the fall, but on base percentage, 526. And a swing and a miss on that one. Now an 0-2 count. So interesting when you have a player with a high on base percentage but a low batting average, and swing and a miss for strike 3, that'll be 2 down. But when you see that, looking at the statistics and whatnot, is you're seeing a player who's pretty disciplined up at the plate, getting a number of walks and making their way on base. And then the opportunities that they actually do have to at bat, they haven't been able to capitalize on as often, maybe as you would have seen. But I think going into 14U here, ball outside. This is now Grant Kelly. This is Grant's first appearance with us here this fall. And he'll be playing with us randomly throughout this fall was the plan, on a swing and a miss right there. But with so many of our athletes playing multiple sports, lots of different conflicts with basketball and football here in this fall season. Now when it comes to that primary season and spring, summer, you'll see the commitment and dedication. Nice back pick by the catcher. Down over at third, but Austin back, paying close attention. So again, Kelly not able to make any of our prior games, but good to have him here today. And a swing and a miss. Oh, I had my count transverse there. My apologies. So that'll be a strikeout and retire the side. But not before MacNSeitz put one more up on the board, now 2-0. And one of the faces that we are missing today is Paul McClinney, leading in almost every offensive category here this fall. So definitely going to miss his bat today. But just as important, he is typically our starting catcher and works so well behind the dish. Arlo Mai, getting some work in today, and nice to have him there. Such a great fielder, typically over at third. And certainly with tournament-style play, you cannot have just one catcher on the team. And so Arlo will get the bulk of the work behind home plate today. And folks, if you've not joined us before, one of the ways that our MacNSeitz 14U team is able to compete and train each year is through company sponsorships. And company sponsorships so important to all the different training. These boys, as you see, play year-round. They train year-round and play in some pretty big tournaments. And if you give a quick listen here to a quick commercial.
Does your company support the community? Our MacNSeitz Baseball Club depends on generous donations in order to train and compete. Our sponsorship program has a variety of packages that fit into most any budget. With our live broadcast to YouTube and Twitter, our sponsors enjoy recognition of their community support, company logos cycled throughout our live streams, even audio commercials, just like this one. So if your company can help us reach our goals, please let us know by leaving a comment on our video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, MacNSeitz 14U. Thank you for supporting local youth athletics. Now let's get back to some baseball.
All right, and thanks for your viewership and listening to our commercial there. Went just a touch over as play resumed. Ball in play. This one's a foul ball now. And number 17 for the Grizzlies leading off this inning, now down 0-2 in the pitch count. So one thing you will notice about our MacNSeitz 14U team is they don't give up a ton of runs, as Brooks Carr with another strikeout, and strikeout number 2 on the day. But our MacNSeitz 14U team doing a good job of not letting up a ton of runs and typically leading us to some better seeding in our bracket play. And for those of you that may not be super familiar with tournament play, typically 2 pool play games are going to help identify what your seed is for bracket play, which is typically single elimination and will be this weekend here tomorrow. Ball in play, this one over to second. And that one gets by number 15, Grant Kelly. So batter will reach on air. But that tournament seeding, very important to different matchups and different times of day for play. And obviously wins and losses, the primary predicator in that seeding. After that is runs allowed, and that's why typically our MacNSeitz team has fared fairly well when it comes to some of the seeding. Pickoff attempt. Grizzlies are back safe at first. So I said one of 2 left-handed guys on the team. Brooks Carr obviously left-handed and our only true lefty, as Grizzlies put one in play just over the second baseman. Grizzlies are going to go to third, and they throw him out. Fantastic throw from Tucker Lee out there in right field. And the Grizzlies runner, he came around second and paused just slightly, then decided to go, and Tucker guns him down from right field with a big arm. But so that'll be 2 down now, and 1 runner on. The Brooks Carr, our only true left-handed boy on the team, and so nice to have him pitch as well.
As we enjoy the MacNSeitz baseball game today, everybody, it's Robert Lee's birthday. Happy birthday, Robert Lee. Thank you for all that you do for us and my son and the MacNSeitz baseball team. We love you. Happy birthday.
Well, I appreciate the birthday wishes there. That was my lovely and beautiful wife, Delana Lee. Always a character in a card, but certainly not able to do all of this stuff for the team without a lot of her help. Matter of fact, I called her on her way to the ball fields today, asking her to stop and pick up some sandbags for us.
Just as a mention about the sandbags, I did tell you last night that it was going to be excessively windy today. Just throwing that out there.
And a swing and a miss, and that will be strike number 3. That will retire the side, and now Brooks Carr with 3 strikeouts on the day. So doing a fantastic job. Let me grab you a headset if you want to jump in here real quick. Yeah. Here, I'm going to go on a short audio break, and as we switch out defenses and offenses. Okay, folks, that brings us to top of the third. Score still 2-0. And we are back to Reed Eckert. If you recall, his first at-bat, hit by pitch right in his shoulder. I'm sure he'll be feeling that one here all day today and tomorrow. So Reed, like some of the other boys, not able to join us for every single game this fall. And quite all right as they pursue so many athletic endeavors. And what's that? But in the games that Reed has been able to join us, right now he's still looking and seeking for that first hit here in the fall season. But on base percentage, 250. And so what I will tell you is Reed showing good discipline at the plate, having a number of walks. And so looks like 2 walks here as he takes that pitch for strike one. A 2-1 count now. But Reed showing good discipline, also pretty good speed out on the base paths when he's had that opportunity to get on. Harrison Perkins at the plate. Harrison with a strikeout in his first at-bat. Ball down in the dirt on this one. Reed is on the steal, and he's up safely. So my apologies, folks. I did not change your view there, but you likely saw Reed coming in with the dust and the slide out there at second in the top portion of your screen. Ball well outside. Catch doing a great job moving laterally and keeping that ball in front of him and from a runner advancing. So pitcher not liking the leadoff that Reed Eckert has out at second and causing a little bit of a delay, but pitch down in the dirt. And now a 3-0 count. Reed doing a good job working the bases and getting a nice healthy shuffle after the pitch. Ball down, and Harrison Perkins will have himself a walk. Perkins with 13 walks on the fall season. That'll be number 14 and just behind Tucker Lee when it comes to the overall number of walks. That's number 9, Arlo Mai, now at the plate, and runners at first and second. Ground ball, this one left side, gets through the infield. This one's by Arlo Mai. 1 run will score, and Arlo adds to his RBIs for the fall season. Arlo with 14 RBIs coming into this game. That'll be number 15. That'll put runners on the corners, and MacNSeitz now 3-0, and nobody down here in top of the third. Arlo steals second, uncontested, as Larson takes a pitch for strike one. You'll see that pretty commonly that guys will be on the take from the coaching staff as a runner attempts a steal. Wild pitch, this one outside, but short backstop and catch hustles back, preventing the run from advancing. But again, now 2 runners on. And Jacob Larson at the plate. Larson with a .286 slugging percentage and 4 RBIs on the fall season. Today is just going to be a windy beast, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not on your cameras, but we obviously have quite a bit of wind here today. Larson fouls that one back. So Larson doing a good job, showing some discipline at the plate as well, and again, slugging percentage 286, but his OPS at 629. So anything over 500, you know, that's something that you're liking to see. 7 hits on the fall season, and just so you folks understand, we only played tournament ball. This is just our 4th tournament of the fall. As Larson takes a ball high there for ball number 3, this should be a full count. And Larson takes ball number 4. He'll earn his base, and that's going to load the bases for big number 19. But that walk precipitates a mound visit from the Grizzlies coach. And so the infield coming in, and coach continuing to talk with the pitcher. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to go for a pitching change right now. And I'll take that opportunity to adjust our camera once more. But before I do that, folks, again, thank you for tuning in and watching us here. Please, if you are watching the video at any point in time, whether you're playing it back later on and looking for a hit or a play, please give our videos a like. And it's one of the ways that our sponsors can tell what our viewership looks like and helps us sell to some of those company sponsors who help support our boys train year-round. Let me get that camera adjusted as this young man warms up. Okay, folks, looks like our Grizzly pitcher is ready to go. Again, that brings up number 19, Tucker Lee, to the plate. Get a left-handed view of him out at the plate. Wild pitch, and Harrison, always showing great speed, comes across the plate. And that'll make our contest now 4-0 in favor of MacNSeitz. So still two batters on, second and third base now. Tucker Lee with an OPS of 794. So 2 pitches, 2 balls down, and nothing to hit there. And Grizzly catcher getting a good workout today with a number of wild pitches, but showing good conditioning and ability to get back to that ball quickly. Ball inside, and just a few control issues here to start. Not uncommon with some of our youth pitchers. And in tournament play, you'll see that every team tends to have kind of their go-to guys from a pitching standpoint. And but in order to get farther into these brackets and whatnot, there is some strategy involved with how many boys are pitching and whatnot. As Tucker Lee takes ball number 4, absolutely 0 to hit there. But he'll add to his walk count, 17 on the year coming into this game, and 2 more. As my wife comes over to take another photo opportunity. Another wild pitch, and this is going to be a pass ball. Arlo Mai coming across the plate this time. So MacNSeitz continuing to do a good job on the base paths, paying close attention to the action out on the field. And as that ball comes across and the catcher's not able to get to it, they are able to advance. And so now runners on second and third for Odie Saxon. Odie with 4 RBIs on the year. OPS 492. And another pass ball and another run for MacNSeitz. So that's going to be 6-0 for the score on the game. Grizzlies still looking to get on the board, but just trying to get out of this top of the third inning right now. That leaves just number 19, Tucker Lee, on third base, and an RBI opportunity for Odie as the pitcher looks the runner back. And umpire calls a strike. That one looking a little bit outside to me, but I think home plate umpire has done a pretty good job thus far in this contest. Another wild pitch. Runner will go. And now 7-0 for MacNSeitz. So Odie with not much to hit so far. Just 1 called strike and 3 balls. So that'll be a 3-1 count. And I imagine he's going to be showing some patience here. But 3-1 count is typically a fantastic pitch to go after. And he does. He gets one in. This one in play, high to the right side. Bounces down in fair territory, but then rolls and bounces over into foul. That will bring us to a full count as Saxon makes his way back to the batter's box. Change up our view here, and Odie, one of the young men that I know pays close attention to his hitting mechanics. And a nice line drive. This one is going to be to center field, and Saxon will be up with a single. Boy's not paying close attention to what's going on, and Saxon makes his way over to second base. I'll be honest with you, folks. He rounded the bag, and I thought the center fielder had the ball, and I looked down at my lineup card, and I look up, and Saxon was advancing over to 2. So not sure exactly what happened there, but that brings up our pitcher, and Brooks Carr looking to help himself out here. First pitch, ball down and in. Swing and a miss, and that'll be a 1-1 count to Brooks Carr. So again, Brooks batting .238 on the season. His OPS 693. So coming up with putting that ball in play when runners are in position. And that ball high and well outside. Now a 2-1 count to Brooks. Brooks putting this one in play, and it rolls foul down over there at first. So fortunate for him there because the first baseman was well on the ball right there. Would have been an easy out had it not rolled foul. And now a 2-2 count. Another pass ball, and Odie will advance from second over to third as Catch collects the ball and gets it back to the pitcher. So run rules in every tournament, a little bit different. Here in the Sports America, I believe the run rule is 15 at any time. As Brooks Carr earns a walk right there, and I'm a little behind in my count. So runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up number 36, Austin Strength. So I almost take a foul ball to the head from another field. But so runners on the corners, Austin showing bunt, pulls it back, and Brooks makes his way over to second. Youth players get up and they show bunt, and it does something to the mindset of the pitcher, and having difficulty throwing a strike right there. Throws one there. Austin fouls that off to the right side, and now a 1-1 count. So Austin with a nice hit in his last at bat, an RBI triple. This one's a little pop fly back over to second base. Nobody down, and our runners are able to make it back on base. As a second baseman, does a good job throwing over to third, trying to get a force out on Odie. Got to think second base was so much closer, but I didn't see how far Brooks Carr was off the bag. That brings up Evan Book to the plate. And it looked like a nice off speed for strike one. So Evan with a 708 OPS. He's got 2 RBIs on the season. Asking for timeout as his dust blows in his eyes. Resets. And I tell you what, I'm going to be eating dust all day long as I am behind home plate. Wind switching now. Was blowing in from right field, now blowing directly in from center field, and every little bit of dust and dirt these boys kick up is coming right into my teeth. Ball in play, this one over to second base. And Evan will earn another RBI doing his job. So 8-0 count now. That'll leave Brooks Carr over at third base. Evan doing a nice job with another RBI there. That brings up Grant Kelly for just his second at-bat this fall season. Ball down and away. And folks, I have been calling out the pitch velocity today. My wife came just a little bit late, but she helped me by putting that up on the fence for me. And I was not able to get that set up in addition to all the cameras and equipment it takes us to live stream. But that pitch velocity now up on our not up on your screen, but up here at the scoring table. And Grant Kelly fouls that one back. Sticks in the fence. So a hard foul ball sticking in the fence. Umpire using another ball to knock that one down. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And another pass ball. And another run for MacNSeitz. Now 9-0 here in our first pool play game today. We will have another game, that one against a Prodigy Teal team at 2 p.m. today. So our boys will catch just a little bit of a break, not playing back-to-back as we've done in the last couple of tournaments. And Kelly with the swing and a miss there, and a 2-2 count. So hearing his parents cheer him on. Fouls this one back right side. And a quality at bat so far. So 5 pitches in. Now nobody on base. And Grant Kelly looking to keep things going. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3, and that will retire the side for the Grizzlies. That'll end our half inning and take us to bottom of the third. And my wife also did a great job going over and getting the roster for the Grizzlies. And I have I've got first names and positions that the boys were playing at the beginning of the day. Unfortunately, no numbers, and so I can't call out their name as they come in for an at-bat. But looks like, and I'll just go through their roster here real quick. Parker, Lucas, Aaron, Preston, Brady, Jackson, Simon, Liam, Henry, Keaton, and Jeffrey. So those boys playing as hard as they can today. They had the early game just prior to this one, so this is their game number 2 of the day. And MacNSeitz is going to stick with Brooks Carr out there on the bump. So got to imagine that Grizzlies looking to get on the board here and needing to do so in order to keep from a run rule. And I was talking about the run rules earlier, 15 at any point in time, and then depending on what inning it is, either 12 runs, 10 runs, or even 8. And so we're going to see what the Grizzlies are able to do here in bottom of the third, but still plenty of baseball left to play. And first pitch, ball high and away. So Brooks doing a good job again. Not walking a ton of batters. Has a nice strike there. That one coming in 52 miles an hour. And so Brooks, good movement on his pitches and able to keep those in the strike zone as well. So when people are putting the bat on the ball, not always able to barrel it up. He gets another strike call there. Now 1-2, that one coming across at 50 miles an hour. Swing and miss, that'll be strikeout number 3 for Brooks. Swing and a miss, chasing the high heat. And that'll be an 0-1. Fouls that one back. And getting down in the count here early. Just one down. Bottom of the third, nobody on. And Brooks pitching from the stretch. And strikeout number 4 for Brooks Carr. So got to imagine we're getting towards the end of the Grizzlies lineup here. 11 boys in the lineup today. And a strike call. Foul that one back. Ball high there. And that's going to be strikeout number 5 for Brooks, as that will retire the side and take us to top of 4. So again, as my wife mentioned here earlier, today is my birthday, and I have asked her to join us for some color commentary, and birthday guy gets what he wishes for.
Oh, boy. Well.
Oh, I can't hear you. Nope, that's because we don't have you up.
User error.
There we go. Now, she keeps taking pictures here.
Well, I was going to post a picture of you on the YouTube channel so people could see that you're Justin Verlander's twin. Because we were talking about Brooks. I was talking to Grant's dad over here about Brooks getting another strikeout, and I was like, he's like Justin Verlander today. He pitched like 7 strikeouts in a row, and then I said that, and then of course he pitched a ball, and I was like, well, I guess I'm Jim Nantz or Joe Buck now, because I just jinxed him, and he threw a ball right after I said the number of strikes he had. So, and this is why I don't come and do this, because it's not necessary. It's not.
But I think that's what color commentary is, though, isn't it? It's
it's useless babbling. Okay, I'm good at that.
Adding a little color and flair to the live broadcast, but looks like Reed Eckert will be leading us off here in top of the 4th, and we've made our way now. This will be our 3rd time through the lineup.
3rd time through the lineup, and we have, well, did you talk about how Grant is a new player on the team and that this is his first tournament with us?
I did, and so Grant not having the opportunity to play with us before, I said here earlier that this is his first contest, so now 2 at-bats, and excited to have him out here on the diamond with us. We're missing a couple other folks, Logan and Paul, not able to join us today.
Oh, where are they? Are they doing another sport?
Another sport, and
basketball,
so
probably.
Actually, Paul's got a football game today,
oh, wow.
And right in the middle of both our contests, so he's not going to be here for either one, and that's why we've seen Arlo Mai behind the dish.
And Arlo plays 3rd base most of the time, and Grant's at 3rd base today. I saw him. Well, he was at 2nd for a while. Did he move over to 3rd too? I don't know. I thought I saw Grant at 3rd. But I know he was at 2nd, and the dust is out of control, people.
Well, hopefully, in our next game, so we're going to have a game in between this one. Our next game coming up at 2 o'clock, and we'll be switching fields, and maybe we won't have to eat quite as much dust.
Maybe the dust will be blowing that way.
If we can get our backs to the wind. And so Reed Eckert will step into the box for his 3rd at-bat today. And that ball down in the dirt.
So our youngest just got braces, and he went and bought a order of popcorn and just ate half of it, and then came over and told me, oh no, Mom, I just ate half a thing of popcorn. I'm not supposed to have popcorn. I'm like, how do your teeth feel? He's like, that's all right. I'm like, I think it'll be okay for now. It'll be okay. Don't stress on it. So now he's trying to pawn it off on his grandparents.
The drama of braces continues.
High and outside. What's the score? I should know, but I don't have a device in front of me. 9-0. 9-0.
Score is 9-0 in favor of our MacNSeitz team. Count now 2-2 to Reed Eckert. So Reed not looking exactly comfortable in the box right now, and maybe he's calling that's a full count.
Ball.
And that's going to be ball number 4 as he makes his way down to first. Grizzlies not having a great day out here on the bump. And obviously contest number 2, and I talked about it a little bit earlier about how many different kids for each of the team has to pitch to get a little bit further into bracket play, and so some strategy with it. And sometimes you have to pitch somebody that's maybe not necessarily your number 1, 2, or even 3 pitcher.
Just got to get them through an inning and hope your defense can carry you a little bit, get you out of the inning, and get you further into bracket play the next day.
That's right. That way you're able to use your aces for bracket play in that single elimination style tournament.
Or at least your ones that are, have pitched more innings. But that's what's good about pool play. If you've got a younger pitcher on the team, or not younger as in age, but as in number of innings, you can, that's their chance to get better at pitching is during pool play.
Absolutely.
All right, looks like we've got a balk, I think.
That's right. Balk is called, and umpire's now walking out to talk to the young man and tell him exactly what he did wrong. That's going to advance Reed Eckert from first over to second. And Harrison Perkins now on a 2-0 count.
Oh.
But absolutely getting some of your less experienced pitchers, and not only that, but being able to play some of your secondary positions, maybe not your primary position.
Oh, man.
This one hard down the right line. First baseman playing almost on top of the line is able to get that one out. And Harrison doing his job, putting the ball in play, and that will advance the runner. That's good baseball right there, and obviously I'm sure Harrison would have wanted a little bit of a different outcome, but nonetheless, doing his job and advancing that runner. Interestingly enough, as you're sitting here listening to all this, we hear a lot of wind in our ears, but on the feed, you don't hear it from our microphones as much as you might think. So.
Well, if anybody disagrees with that assessment, they can drop a comment in the YouTube channel and say, I'm sorry, Mr. Lee, but you are incorrect. It sounds like there's a tornado headed our way right now. Definitely a dust storm, though. Definitely.
Well, and if they leave a comment, I hope they post a like for us. As Arlo Mai takes a strike call there. So now a 1-2 count, and Arlo with an RBI opportunity. Arlo with a 625 slugging percentage, pass ball, and
safe. That was close.
Yeah, Reed Eckert makes his way across the plate.
I imagine sliding on this Chet. What is it? Like Chet gravel? What is that?
Yeah, I called it like a crushed limestone earlier, and I've seen some of the local ball fields out here in Missouri will use this. It drains really well.
Oh, yeah, it definitely drains because it's like a dust. It needs to be watered down so we could breathe. But it is like sliding on, I'm assuming, like just straight up gravel. Like it can't feel good. It cannot. Not
at all. And it makes for a different bounce to the ball and when you get ground balls in play and that kind of thing. So not a forgiving substrate for these boys to play on. Ground ball. This one's going to make it past the third baseman, and Arlo Mai will be up for a single. So our score now 10-0. Arlo Mai on first base, talking to the dugout. I imagine he's got to be looking for a courtesy runner. Yep, and last out is going to be Harrison Perkins, so he will switch Arlo out so he's able to get his catching gear on, and that's a big benefit to us because Harrison with great speed, and he goes, makes it up to second, no attempt to throw, and a ball 1 to Jacob Larson.
Yeah. Harrison's not even hesitating to steal second. He's like, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and scoot on over with the quickness.
Well, and we haven't seen anything here yet today from the Grizzlies that would indicate, a big throw-out threat.
Yeah.
And so why not? You're going to take advantage of the situation. Larson takes another ball high. Looks like he's got 4 RBIs on the fall season here. He swings and miss on a 2-2 count. He's going to step out of the box, reset his helmet. And took a nice big swing at that last pitch. See if he can find some contact here.
Oh.
Down in the dirt. Throw down is past the third baseman. And Harrison Perkins will come across the plate, no problem. My mistake, folks. Forgot to change the camera on view on you there, but that'll make our contest now 11-0, and MacNSeitz rolling here in the first game. Woo! Ball inside.
How fast is that kiddo pitching?
So he's been very typically in the mid to upper 50s, so not great velocity. And still struggling to kind of find some consistency here. A lot of making his catcher work pretty hard. Another pass ball, and Larson gamely makes his way out to second.
Now this kiddo up to bat. He's a tall drink of water.
Well, and if we're talking about some birthday gifts here.
Yeah.
Nice hit from number 19 today.
That'd be great.
At any point today. That would be great.
Or tomorrow. You know, it's like a bonus present tomorrow if you don't get one today. I mean, we have to play tomorrow.
Holiday weekend, right?
Holiday weekend. Yes, apparently we celebrate your birthday the entire weekend, starting on Friday, going all the way to the end of the day on Sunday. It is a long haul to celebrate your birthday.
Family tradition. And
No.
Yeah.
Robert tradition. Let's be clear. Not everyone has enough energy to give a full 3 days of happy birthday time. Like, hey, dude, glad you turned 45. Let's keep moving. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have told you. You're old as dirt. Not as old as me, but you're old. Getting up there in age. 3 full days of celebration.
This one foul left side.
Hey, we made some contact. And the way my kid's been hitting lately, I'll take the contact. Foul ball, I'll be happy with that. Now, he just needs to straighten it out. He's got the wheels to get to base. He's got some mad wheels. There you go.
Ball in play. This
Run
one
it
is
out.
going to make it past the infield, and that'll be a single, advancing
Yes.
Larson over to third.
Now, is that a single on an error? Is that a reached on error? Or could he not reach that ball? Is it a judgment call by you? How do you?
That was hit in between the first and second baseman. And
Okay. So it was a good little gapper. Did you tag him on that?
you will receive a text message
Okay,
with a highlight.
Because I did not get a highlight text when he threw the kid out all the way from right field to third base.
Oh, and Larson picked off
Larson
over
gets
at
picked
third.
off. Tucker steals second. Oh, and he slid on purpose, did not need to. I think he just wants those pants to be as dirty as possible, just for like a challenge.
And so Larson caught sleeping over there at third, and Pitch doing a great job with the pickoff over there, but third baseman kind of sleeping after the fact, and Lee making his way over to second base.
Yeah, I don't know if you could call that sleeping because Tucker was all the way there almost by the time that whole play was over. You know, with the mad wheels of Tucker, he just kind of scooted over and slid.
Well, and as we've seen so often, I'm going to have to agree to disagree.
It's daily.
As Odie Saxon takes one down low and away.
Practically
for ball
by
number
the
one.
hour. By the hour. It's nearly constant.
Well, if we play that back and we go back,
No,
and
we
we can
won't.
certainly do that. Put
We're
up on
not
the
gonna.
big screen TV at home. And
Stop. There you go. Run it out, kiddo. Come on.
Odie put this one in play over to second base.
All
And
right,
that is going to be out number 3.
All right. Well,
So that retires the inning, but not before MacNSeitz again, now up 11-0. If we could have just had one more run, we may have been able to get to those run rule types of numbers.
so. Oh, man, there's been a lot of heads-up ball. There's not a lot of fencing here at this ballpark, whereas some of the ball fields we play in, they have the netting that connects from field to field, like, you know, the backstop to backstop, and they have these intricate, you know, netting systems that catch the ball in the air and then they filter down to a hole in the center. That's kind of fun.
Well, that's
you still jump, though. You still, every time you say, heads up, ball, you really shouldn't look up. You should duck and cover. But it's like golf, it's instinct. But here it's like wide out in the open, and the fences are not very tall, so it's actually dangerous to be here.
Nope, and I was talking about it earlier in the live stream here, and each of these complexes offering different things, some good, some bad, and you're talking about that 3-2 complex out there in Shawnee, Kansas. It has the netting kind of protecting the viewers. They got Mid-America over there in Shawnee as well. Creekside, some of those complexes having really nice netting. Capital Federal out there in Liberty. But today out in Oak Grove, Missouri, middle of nowhere, and if you go any farther east, you're headed to
St. Louis
in another 4 hours.
Yeah. We played a tournament here several years ago, and if you remember, we sat in our car for a good solid hour and a half waiting for the rainstorm and lightning to subside so we could go back to play, and I don't think we ended up taking the field again. Or we might have for 5 minutes, and then they ended up just calling the tournament. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty good storm. That was about 3 years ago, and still playing ball, and really a warm summer-like type day here in late October as Grizzlies foul that one off to the right side. Good night. All-encompassing conversations. Well, my wife takes a break from bringing her color commentary to the live stream as she takes a call from her mother, Tucker's grandmother, watching today from Independence, Kansas. Just a 3-hour drive from the Kansas City Metro. And Brooks with a walk right here. Done a great job this season with not too many walks. Only 8 walks after facing 57 batters coming into today's matchup. But that'll be walk number 9, and that'll put 1 on for the Grizzlies. And sometimes that's all it takes is just getting one guy on base to kind of get something going. Obviously, MacNSeitz looking to close things out here on what's been a relatively easy day thus far. And Brooks coming back nicely with a strike to start on batter number 2. Grizzly runner with a moderate lead. He goes. Ball in play. This one gets by Larson. It's going to be a fair ball, and that'll be good for a single. Harrison Perkins doing a great job getting over to that ball, which was going down the line, and preventing those runners from advancing any further. So now runners on first and second. Just one down. Let's see if our MacNSeitz pick attempt off over there at second. Nice throw. But Grizzlies making it back safely. Boys now with, I believe, I want to say 4 double plays on the fall season.
I did want to report that your mic is now cutting out a little bit. Could be from the wind, I'm assuming. Just giving you the 411.
All right, we'll continue to make those adjustments.
Yeah, we'll do what we can.
Swing and a miss there. That ball gets away from Arlo just slightly, and the Grizzlies are able to advance uncontested.
Oops.
And I got to tell you, that wind is high fly ball. This one's center field. It finds some green grass, and it rolls. 1 run comes across for the Grizzlies, and now a second run. So ball not played too well out there in center field. It looked like we had a pretty significant shift on.
Well, It could have been the wind, too, because there was quite the gust during that hit. It's hard. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look at the outfield right now. Look at where center fielder is playing. And a high fly ball, this one, Harrison Perkins will handle that for out number 2. So Harrison doing a great job out there, but looks like that's number 8, Reed Eckert in center field. And Reed is, I mean, he's easily 15, 20 feet left of second base. So I imagine he's taking direction from the coaching staff on his position. Brooks with a pickoff attempt over at first, and that was actually pretty close. But I would imagine that Reed's got to be taking direction from the coaching staff to be playing so far left.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Fastball coming in. 51 miles an hour.
A little high.
So interesting seeing the variance in all these boys and some of the pitching that we have on the MacNSeitz team. You got guys like Jacob Larson and Logan Peterson pitching somewhere in the mid-60s pretty consistently. Tucker Lee getting mid-60s to upper 60s here this fall. And Brooks and a couple of others right here in the mid-50s and doing a fantastic job. Pop fly over to second base, and that will do it for us here in bottom of the 4th. Unfortunate that MacNSeitz gives up 2 runs there because, again, that does affect our seeding and how many runs we've allowed. Thought we were going to get out of this one, but that's going to do it for us this morning. Score 11-2, and got to give hats off to the Grizzlies, never giving up and scoring 2 there in that final half inning with that home advantage. We'll wish them luck here later in the tournament, and our MacNSeitz crew is going to be back out at play again here at 2 o'clock.
That's right. So we'll see you back here at 2 o'clock, everyone.
All right, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to give us a like on our videos. And follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So MacNSeitz 14U is how you can find us. Appreciate everybody tuning in and leaving comments when possible, and definitely liking our videos if you like the production. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see everybody at 2 p.m. later today.